Hey guys, it's me, it's Jess. I kind of had a topic I wanted to talk about. I don't know how this video is going to turn out. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I thought I would try and attempt. Um, I wanted to talk about spirituality and when I was younger as a Christian and kind of my views and how they've changed to religion and Christianity and stuff like that, and how I completely look at things totally from a different perspective now after having mental illness and having my mental illness and trying to fit in and stuff like that. So basically, I grew up going to church. So I'm going to adjust myself. Basically, I grew up going to church with my mom. I went to church camps through church. Um, I loved it. I loved camp. I stuck to it as I got older into my teens. I started getting involved in a lot of things in the church that I was going to, in the camps and the youth events and all that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, I got involved. I loved it. It gave me something. It gave me something in my teens to belong to work on. It opened doors for opportunities, for trips, for anything really. It just totally opened up doors. And once I was kind of in, I was in, and I kind of went through with that. It was a huge part of my journey as a teenager. Um, I'm so grateful my mom sent me to camp for the first summer and stuff like that. But it became my life basically. As I went through high school through the later years, it was kind of like my life, and I was okay with that. I'm still okay with that. I had experiences that I just were beyond this world, and just youth, working with youth to help other youth or grow or whatever, and putting on shows or plays. And I met someone, someone who kind of was kind of big in the leadership kind of thing, and then I started going to leadership camps and stuff, and then I got to work with the kids at camp, and I spent my summers at camp, and it was great and all that kind of stuff. And then when college came, my first year of college, I got involved with another kind of church, um, because I decided I wanted more, I guess. Then I had kind of outgrown the youth part in the other church that I was going to, so I wanted something more around my age, like the college age and stuff, and I got involved there, and I got really intensely involved for about a year, and I kind of drifted away. I did try going back um, to that church. I tried going back, but I found as soon as I had my diagnosis with bipolar and that came out, I didn't feel like I fit in. I didn't feel like I had a place. I didn't feel it was right for me, really. And I would keep to try going back once in a while and stuff, and I'd love to be part of this community, but I don't feel like I can live up to these expectations that these people have, what they believe in, and I didn't feel like I could be part of that community. I felt like the expectations and the lifestyle was not suited for me anymore, once I got my mental illness and my bipolar and stuff like that. And it was more focused on, oh, you're just going to be healed, rather than this is reality. I'm sick with bipolar and I gotta take meds. I got to. I'm so suicidal and everything, so I have to take my meds. It's just crucial. I just forever will be taking meds, and I just learn to accept that each day and take them. Anyways, um, then I kind of started going through I really started getting into some bad crowds, and I was in the hospital a lot, and I found myself not really following anything. I didn't really believe in anything. I didn't know what to believe, um, stuff like that. I just believed that religion was not for me anymore because I had a mental illness and I didn't fit in religion, which is unfortunate. Um, so time went on, and just these last few years, probably these last 4 years, I've been doing some more searching. Before I put down my drinking, I was trying to search for something more. I was looking into like Wiccan and stuff and like stuff like that, and I had been like kind of just really curious, like searching on the internet for a lot of things. I really desired something more than what I just had in my life. And it became clear over time. I was like wanting more and more. Um, so I filled that with alcohol, of course. And once I sobered up, I started to realize a lot of things. I started to have a spiritual awakening. And I don't know how to explain a spiritual awakening really. I think it would be a whole separate video to explain that process in itself. But I started having that, and and I started, maybe at first I kind of started going back to like the whole Christian thing and blah blah blah, and then I remember having this moment of like total awe of like, I need to drop this whole like Christian thing and drop these like standards and expectations that I'm carrying, that what being spiritual is all about. And once I was able to drop that and really take a look and search for myself, and find things for myself and understand things differently, I understand and connect different ways now than I used to, and I understand what it's like for me in my heart to be spiritual and go on a spiritual path. That was something I never had before. Now, as time went on, I did start to like go back and like wonder what it would be like to be a Christian again, or what Buddhism's like, or what the different religions are like. And I have gone back and I do relate, and I have my own set of beliefs that I believe in spiritually, and even about death and what happens in death and this and that. Like, I have my own little way that I've created that works for me, and my brain understands it that way, and it feels right for me to believe that way, so I just do, and it helps me, right? And that's what it's all about in the end, is something helping you, not really putting expectations on you or kind of making you feel worse, like, to me, like, to have a spiritual awakening and to be spiritual and find things in your spirituality, it's there are things that make you feel better as a person, and that just kind of keep you going and give you strength. So I believe in a lot of things. I believe in a lot of like different kind of like areas. Kind of, I've taken a little bit from each religion. Although lately I've been more drawn towards Catholic. I don't know why. But I kind of just go with the flow and what feels right. And I also did a lot of searching with books. Books were a huge, huge part to my journey. I read a lot of books. I read a lot of like in the moment books. I read like the Law of Attraction. I read stuff like that. I even opened up the Bible at one point, and I kind of just like formed something for myself that works for me, and I just go with the flow, whatever feels right. Will I ever go back to religion? I don't know. I'm not closing the door on it, that's for sure. If there was one that felt right for me for a period of time with my, obviously we have identity problems as having borderline personality disorder, but like if it felt right for a period of time, and like I wouldn't shut the door on it at all, going back or whatever. But I definitely get curious. I get really curious about Buddhism, stuff like that. I also like get curious about like another thing that my mind kind of drifts to is like just the Wiccan kind of life, and like their beliefs and stuff like that, and spells and stuff, because I kind of have an understanding. So like it all just depends on what I understand and what feels right. I think overall, all that matters for us with our mental health problems and stuff is that we find something that works for us, that isn't kind of making life more difficult, more stressful, but that is just going to help us achieve that peace we want inside in the end. And whatever that is for you, for me. You know, I have a variety of different beliefs, and I could sit here and tell you what I've discovered and what I believe, but it probably take a long time. But I will make a video about that if you guys want me to. But I think that's all that matters, you know. Just whatever's going to help you change. You know, we have all those behaviors we have to change and stuff. So, but I tell you, something changed when I discovered this part of me, this spiritual side in my heart, where I started opening it up and learning and becoming honest and stuff like that. Something happened to me inside that hadn't happened before. And what it's done is it's opened the door to a whole coping tool, coping with life, strength, and complete hope. You know, I have something inside me, in my head, inside me, that works everywhere in my life, that is always there, never changing, and always there. No matter what I do, it doesn't matter. No matter how much I fuck up or whatever, how many times I hurt myself or anything, I have something that's there. Now, I drift away from that for sure. Once in a while, for a couple weeks, I'm distant, right? But that's what we do, you know? So, it's what we do. And, but yeah, just overall, to bring you peace and hope. And it does help give me a little bit more hope than I had before, having this understanding in my life. So I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, put some questions down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Yeah, I hope this helps you guys. It was kind of like I didn't know really what to like put or anything like that. I don't know. I was kind of like really iffy, like I didn't know what to say. But we'll see how that does, okay? I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Self-care, okay?